Hello, welcome back. Today we are going to be making stuffed cabbage, or pigs in a blanket, however you like to call them. First I'm going to make the sauce for you that they're going to be in. So we're going to do 2 cans of tomato sauce. I don't have 2 big cans, so I'm going to have to use 2 little ones, but 2 big cans is fine. And 1 small can of tomato paste. Now we're going to add 1, for every can that we've used, we're going to add that same amount of water. Okay, we're going to just whisk this up. Okay, as you can see, I switched out my dish because that one just seemed a little bit shallow. So we're going with a bigger saucepan here. Okay, now we're going to add our spices that are also going to go in the meat to here. So we're going to do a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of celery salt, teaspoon of onion powder, teaspoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of seasoned salt. Our sauce, and it's ready for our cabbage. Place that over there. Okay, for the mixture, we're going to start with a pound of ground beef, And again, a teaspoon of all the exact same flavorings that you just put in the sauce. So seasoned salt, onion powder, garlic powder, celery salt, salt, and pepper. Okay, now we're going to add some rice. For 1 pound of meat, we would use half a cup of rice. Mix this up. And if you want more rice, you can add more rice. I just use minute rice because it's easy and it doesn't really change the way it tastes, in my opinion. So I'm all for easy. We're just going to mix that up. Again, this is just 1 pound of meat, and I did a half a cup of rice along with all the seasonings. And we're ready to roll the cabbage. All right, we're going to move this out of our way. Now, I steamed the cabbage prior to, and you can do this quite a few ways. You can core it, wet it, put it in a plastic bag, and freeze it. If you know you're going to have time, you want to freeze it completely, and then you're going to need a day to thaw it back out, and then it'll be all wilty like this, so you can roll it. This I steamed. I put it in my little steamer, and I steamed it in my pot with a little bit of water. You can also put it in the microwave with a little bit of water and cover it with plastic wrap. Either way, but it has to be steamed before you can actually use it. So we're going to start with our cabbage. We'll throw that first one away. Peel it off. I'm gonna take this and cut off this big thick piece right here off of my cabbage. You can do that with each cabbage. Just cut her off. Okay, grab a handful of meat, stick it in there, roll her up, use your fingers to seal it up and press it in there, both sides. It helps to use your pinkies, I just can't use mine. Okay, and plop it in your sauce. Carefully peel it off. And shove it in there, roll it up. Now I know a lot of people use toothpicks to do this, but I don't like toothpicks, and these stay perfectly rolled by doing it like that. And plop it in. Okay. So one more here. Don't worry if the cabbage is a little bit torn, it won't matter. Rip won't matter. Okay, so the cabbage is rolled. I ended up adding a second pound because I had so much cabbage left up, a second pound of the meat, and I still had rice left over, so I doubled up the recipe. So I've got 20 cabbage here. You get about 10 cabbage from 1 pound of meat. So we're going to take this leftover cabbage and we're just going to kind of lay it on top here, and because it starts to burn, and we want this cabbage that we'll later throw out to burn and not our cabbage. So just like that, we're going to cover it tight and we're going to put it in the oven for about 2 hours, and at 350. And when it's done, we'll come back and take a test. Okay, this has been cooking for about 2.5 hours at 350. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Now, I usually serve this with some nice pot of mashed potatoes, and some peas go really well with it. We're going to take off the cabbage. I mean, I've had people who don't like cabbage eat these things and absolutely love them. So I hope you'll give it a try. You can certainly eat this cabbage too that I'm taking off. This one didn't burn like it usually does, so. Okay, that's what you want to. Okay, let's take one out and give it a try. Take that right there. These freeze very well. They're very, they keep really well in the fridge, and they taste really good warmed up the next day. So let's cut that open. See what we got. And look at that, nice and done. Now we get our taste tester over here and give it a taste.
All right. I love stuffed cabbage, by the way. It's one of my favorites. But it's very, very hot. Mmm. Really good. Great way to have cabbage. Delicious. Ooh. Excuse me. No, it's really, really delicious. I love it. All right. Then you're back over to Kathy.
Okay, well that'll wrap this one up. I hope you will try the recipe. I think you'll be very, very surprised by how good it is. Boiled cabbage in tomato sauce or tomato juice with sauerkraut is usually how this dish is made, and I'm telling you, that's pretty gross. This way, baked in the oven, it's absolutely delicious. So please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching.